life on autopilot, following the same patterns and decisions without any real change. But that doesn't mean the divine force, the hand of God, has abandoned us. Quite the opposite. It may be that we are being prepared for something far greater than we could ever imagine. A miracle is not just an event that defies natural law. It is an act of divine intervention, an extraordinary event that transcends the ordinary, arriving in a moment when we least expect it. The idea of a miracle is as old as time itself. It has been woven into the narratives of every culture and religion across the world, shaping beliefs, inspiring hope, and acting as a reminder that the universe is bigger than we can comprehend. But what does it mean when we say that God is about to drop a miracle that will rewrite your future? We often view miracles as being distant, as things that happen to other people in other places in other times. It's easy to think of miracles in abstract terms, like the splitting of the Red Sea or the resurrection of the dead. But these grand, sweeping miracles have their place in history, don't necessarily speak to the individual. So a moment to consider what this miracle might look like in the personal narrative of our own lives. For many of us, the concept of a miracle is tied to the idea of change. We long for things to be different, to break free from the cycles of despair, anxiety, and uncertainty. We pray for guidance, for answers, for signs that we are on the right path. Yet sometimes, the very act of seeking these answers blinds us to the fact that the miracle we are waiting for might already be on its way. It may not arrive with thunder and lightning, but with a quiet whisper, a subtle nudge, or a gentle push in the direction we need to go. We live in a world that often prizes certainty and where the future is seen as something that can be predicted, mapped out, and planned. But true change, true transformation rarely follows a predictable path. It is often messy, confusing, and uncomfortable. This is where the miracle comes in. It is the force that disrupts the status quo, shattering the false sense of control that we cling to and offering us a glimpse into a new reality, one where anything is possible. The future is not and step back to see the bigger picture. We too must take a moment to consider the larger forces at work in our lives. The miracle that is about to unfold may not be something that you can see coming. It may not look like what you expect, and it may not happen in the way you imagined. But rest assured, it will come. It will find you, and it will change you. But how can we be ready for such a transformation? How do we prepare ourselves for the moment when the miracle
I don't like that.
begins with faith?
Price
Faith is
closed
the
above the
foundation
midpoint,
upon which
and
everything is built. It is the trust that
we didn't
even when
retest it.
things seem uncertain, there is a higher plan at work. It is the belief
Makes me
that we
think they
are
want to
not
run
alone,
this.
and
That's
that
why
the
my thoughts
challenges
is
we
there though.
face are not meant to break us, but to strengthen us for the next phase of our lives. The miracle that is about
It
to
is
drop in your
crashing, man.
life is not just a random event. It is a moment of divine timing, a culmination of everything you have been through, every lesson you have learned, and every prayer you have uttered. It is the result of the work you have put into becoming the person you are meant to be. In order to receive the miracle, you must be open to change. You must be willing to the old and make room for the new. This means releasing old fears, doubts, and insecurities that have held you back for far too long. It means trusting that you are worthy of the greatness that is coming your way. One of the most powerful aspects of a miracle is its ability to transcend the limitations of time and space. In an instant, everything can shift. The miracle may come in the form of an unexpected opportunity, a sudden shift in perspective, or a new relationship that opens doors you never thought possible. It may be a breakthrough in your personal life, a
If we
healing
run
of
out the high, I might add another two
holding you back,
positions and
or
throw
the
new stocks.
realization that you are capable of more than you ever imagined. When God drops a miracle into your life, it is not meant to be a temporary blessing. It is a sign of something greater at work. It is a glimpse of what is possible when we align ourselves with our highest
Oh, we got
purpose.
macro as
A
well now.
miracle is not simply an event, it is a turning point. It marks the beginning of a new chapter, a new season,
Have
where the
this thing in
possibilities are
detail.
endless and the future is ripe with promise. In order to fully embrace this miracle, you must
CD4.
allow yourself to be transformed.
Everything
Change is often
300.
uncomfortable. It pushes us out of our comfort
Let
zone
me see.
and forces us to confront the parts of ourselves that we would rather avoid.
This will be my last
But
trade
it
for
is in these
today.
moments of discomfort that
Um,
true growth occurs.
we
The miracle
started
is
just
not just
crashing.
about the external
Messing
circumstances
up.
changing. It It is about the internal transformation that happens when you allow yourself to be open to what is coming. The beauty of a divine miracle is that it never comes too early or too late. It comes at the perfect time when you are ready, when the universe is ready, when the world is ready. Sometimes the miracle comes in the form of a quiet shift in perspective, where you suddenly see your life in a whole new light. Other times it arrives with a dramatic event that changes everything in an instant. Regardless of how it manifests, the miracle will always bring with it a sense of
Yeah, I
purpose,
lost a lot
clarity,
more
and
blood
hope.
sugar.
It will serve as a reminder that no matter how dark the days may seem, there is always
260
light on the other side. If you're struggling right now, wondering how you'll get through the challenges you're facing, know that the miracle is already in motion. It's already working behind the scenes, orchestrating the perfect conditions for your breakthrough. Trust in the process even when you can't see the end result. Keep moving forward with faith and be ready to receive what is coming your way.
So I've got
The miracle
235
that is
to
about
risk.
to rewrite your future is not just about changing your
Currently I'm
circumstances,
risking
it's about
180,
changing the way you see yourself. It's
42.
about realizing that you are worthy of everything that is coming to you. You are deserving of love, success, peace, and fulfillment. When you embrace this truth, you will open yourself up to the possibility of
So I
miracles,
can add
both
one
big
now.
and small,
Just
entering
depends
your
on when
life
I
in
want to add it.
abundance. So when the miracle drops, be ready to embrace
It's
it,
got
to
8
accept it,
minutes to
and to allow it to
okay, let
transform
me
your
see
life
something.
in ways you never thought possible. The future you have been dreaming of is within your reach, and this miracle is the catalyst that will make it all come to fruition. Trust in the divine timing of the
I'm trying to
universe,
look for a
and
daily
know that
range
your
on
moment
Nasdaq
is
because
coming.
I haven't really been
God is
trading
about to
Nasdaq
drop a
recently.
miracle into miracle that will rewrite your future.
Let's see something like
Embrace
this.
it with open arms, for it is the answer to your prayers, the
285.
fulfillment of your dreams, and the beginning of a new
I
chapter.
don't think
Your
they've
life is
moved
about
half
to
of that
change
today.
in ways you cannot yet imagine, and all you have to do is trust, believe, and receive. In times of
285
uncertainty, when
moved.
life feels
They've only moved
unpredictable and
about
the
100
future seems
today.
clouded, one of the most powerful
So
forces
Nasdaq
we
can
can
still
hold
go
on to
either
is
ways,
faith. Faith,
but
in its truest form,
if
is the
I'm
belief in something greater than ourselves.
bullish, I'm
A
looking to
trust in the
go to the
divine
top side.
plan
So
that guides us even when we can't see the path ahead. It is the deep-rooted assurance that no matter how dark the present moment may seem,
the
there is
today's
a
session
purpose
has
in our
opened up
struggles and a
so
greater good at work in our
that's why I'm
lives.
bullish.
The
More than
reality
bearish.
is that life is often full of twists and turns, many of which are completely beyond our control. We face challenges that seem insurmountable, experiences that leave us feeling defeated, and decisions that bring us to the edge of uncertainty. In these moments, it's easy to become overwhelmed by doubt, fear, and confusion. We question whether we are on the right
So
path,
I'm gonna add
whether
one
the
more here.
future holds anything better, and if the efforts we are putting into our lives are even worth it. Yet, it is precisely in these moments of uncertainty that faith becomes
Okay,
our anchor,
it's pulling
our
back now.
lifeline to something beyond the immediate
Let's see how
storm.
far they want to pull
Faith
back
isn't
to.
always about having clear answers or knowing exactly what will happen next.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, it is about trusting in the unseen forces, the divine hand that is constantly guiding us even when we cannot fully comprehend its direction. It's understanding that though we may not know what tomorrow holds, we can trust that we are being led toward a
That's
higher
interesting.
purpose even through the trials we face. Faith allows us to believe that everything, even the most difficult moments, is part of a greater plan that we might not yet fully understand. When we embrace faith in times of uncertainty, we choose to see the world through a lens of possibility instead of limitation. Faith teaches us that the darkness we may be experiencing is not permanent, and that the light is always just around the corner, even if we can't see it yet. It's about knowing that our current struggles are not punishments or signs of failure, but opportunities for transformation. In the face of fear and doubt, faith helps us rise above our circumstances and embrace the belief that something beautiful and purposeful awaits us, even if it doesn't look exactly like we expected it to. One of the most powerful aspects of faith is its ability to transform our mindset. When we cultivate faith, we shift from a mindset of scarcity and limitation to one of abundance and hope. Instead of focusing on what we lack or what might go wrong, we begin to see the potential in every moment, every challenge, and every step forward. We start to believe that we are capable of overcoming obstacles and that, regardless of the current state of our lives, a miracle is on its way. Faith in times of uncertainty also requires a certain surrender, a letting go of the need to control everything. Many of us struggle with the idea of relinquishing control as we've been taught to plan, prepare, and fix our circumstances on our own. But faith allows us to trust that. Sometimes the best thing we can do is to release our grip on the outcomes and allow God or the universe to take the lead. It's not about being passive, but rather being open to the lessons, the growth, and the guidance that comes from trusting in a higher power. This trust is particularly vital when we face a crossroads,
We
when we
need
are
to
on the
see a
verge of a
continuation.
life-changing decision and feel paralyzed by the weight of the unknown.
See why
In
I'm
those moments, faith becomes the
running
courage to
with
take the
this
next step, even when the road ahead is unclear. It's the confidence that,
flat
though the
today.
future may be obscured, we are not walking it alone.
SPX
There
is
is a
also,
divine presence that
strong
walks with
today.
us, guiding us, and sometimes even protecting us from paths that might not be in our best interest. Faith doesn't promise that the journey will always be smooth or that we won't face pain, loss, or hardship along the way. But it does promise that no matter what happens, there is a greater purpose unfolding. It reminds us that our stories are not finished yet and that the chapters we are currently living through are only a small part of a much larger narrative. Even in the midst of uncertainty, faith assures us that the miracle we are waiting for, whether it's healing, direction, or breakthrough, is closer than we might think. By embracing faith, we free ourselves from the chains of fear and doubt that so often paralyze us. We open ourselves up to divine possibilities that transcend the limitations of our own understanding. And we move forward with a quiet confidence that no matter how uncertain the future may be, God is always dropping miracles into our lives, often in the most unexpected and beautiful ways. A miracle, in its purest sense, is not just an event that alters the course of our lives. It is a force that catalyzes deep personal transformation. When we think of miracles, we often imagine them as external changes, sudden, dramatic events that shift the tides of our circumstances. While this may be true, the most profound miracles are those that initiate inner shifts, forcing us to look at our lives, our beliefs, and ourselves in entirely new ways. These are the moments when our perspectives are permanently altered, leading us to become the person we were always meant to be. The truth is, personal transformation is rarely an easy process. It's often born out of struggle, confusion, or moments of crisis. But it's also in these very moments that miracles emerge, quietly but powerfully nudging us toward growth. A miracle can be a subtle whisper that calls us to reassess what we thought we knew about ourselves or the world around us. It's in these whispers
So I'm
that we
currently
begin to
down about
realize that we are
260 for
capable
the
of more
day.
than we believed, that our potential stretches beyond the
Um,
confines we have placed upon ourselves. A true miracle doesn't simply change what happens to us, it changes who we are. The
we got
catalyst for
the two
personal
here actually.
transformation through a miracle often
Looking
starts
for
with
a
a moment of
capital.
clarity. In the midst of chaos or
Taking one off
uncertainty,
here.
there is a point where we suddenly see things differently. It could be a
And I'll take the
realization
last
that we
one
have
in for
been
the
holding
leisure
on to a
extension.
past hurt or fear that has been blocking our ability to move forward. Perhaps we
Because we
come
could
to
get a trendy
understand that
day
a
today.
relationship, a job, or a pattern of
Yeah,
thinking
already
is
time
no
for
longer our higher good. This moment of realization might not be dramatic, but it is often enough to initiate a shift in consciousness. Suddenly, we are no longer the person we were just moments before. We begin to question old beliefs, outdated narratives, and limiting perceptions that we've carried for years, if not decades. This process of transformation is not always instantaneous, and it can be uncomfortable. Personal growth rarely happens without resistance. When we are faced with potential for change, the ego often tries to hold us back, pulling us toward familiar patterns and fears. It is in these moments that faith becomes crucial. The miracle that God has brought into our
now.
lives
We just
isn't
let it
just
play out,
about
man.
external
Kind of go, man.
circumstances changing, it is about our internal transformation, and this requires trust. Trust that the changes happening within us, though difficult, are leading us to a more authentic, purposeful life. We must surrender to the process, allowing ourselves to evolve and release parts of ourselves that no longer align with who we are becoming. One of the most powerful aspects of this personal transformation is the newfound sense of clarity and purpose it brings. A miracle doesn't just give us an external blessing, it shows us the path we are meant to walk. The transformation we experience often makes us more aware of our unique gifts, our passions, and our deeper purpose. We begin to see how everything in our life, the pain, the joy, the challenges, preparing us for the work we are meant to do in this world. This newfound clarity gives us the courage to step into our future with confidence, knowing that we are aligned with our higher calling. Miracles
I don't know
often
if I
invite
can
us to
allow
let go
Nasdaq
of
to
the
come all the
old
way to my
histories.
stop loss again.
This can be one of the hardest
It's the
parts of
midpoint of
personal
the 30s here,
transformation.
like,
Whether it's an unhealthy
and I
relationship,
want a
a
trendy
job
day.
that drains us, or an outdated identity, We must release these attachments in order to make
I'm
room for
gonna
the
take
future.
off
The
this
process of
and
letting
get
go is
started.
often emotional and difficult, but it's essential for growth. The miracle that
I ain't
catalyzes
fucking
this
with you today,
change
bro.
allows us to recognize that
You
we
gotta
can
go
live
to
in
the
a
Asia
better world with
extension.
love,
I
success,
just
and
released.
fulfillment, and that holding on to the past only keeps us tethered to a version of ourselves that we've outgrown. Through this
Before we used to
process of
be.
transformation, we begin to notice subtle shifts in our behavior and life. We respond to challenges. We no longer see them as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth. We become more resilient, more compassionate, and more attuned to the needs of those around us. As we grow, we also begin to understand the interconnectedness of all things. The miracle that has set us on this path is not only changing our lives, it's helping us realize our role in the larger story of humanity. In the end, the true power of a miracle lies in its ability to transform us into the person we are destined to be. It is not merely an event that alters our circumstances, it is the very thing that helps us see ourselves clearly, that empowers us to shed limiting beliefs, and that opens our hearts to the possibilities that lie ahead. It is through this transformation that we can fully embrace the future God has designed for us, with all its potential and purpose. The miracle is not just an end in itself, it is the beginning of a journey of self-discovery, personal growth, and divine alignment that will continue to unfold as we walk into the life we were always meant to live. Life, in its essence, is an unpredictable journey, one that constantly challenges our understanding of how things should unfold. We plan, we prepare, and we expect things to happen in a certain way, often based on past experiences or logical conclusions. Yet the truth is, change doesn't always come on our terms, nor does it follow the roadmap we've meticulously laid out. It's in the unexpected, the surprising, and sometimes even the chaotic moments that transformation truly occurs. When we open ourselves to the possibility that change can arise in mysterious and unforeseen ways, we create the space for miracles to take root in our lives. The idea that change happens according to our exact specifications can often limit the incredible possibilities that life has to offer. Many of the most significant moments in history, both personal and collective, have occurred because someone was open to the unexpected. In fact, the most profound miracles and breakthroughs often happen when we least expect ourselves that no longer align with who we are becoming. Desires. Change often comes disguised in ways we don't recognize at first, and it's only through embracing the uncertainty that we see the new beginnings it brings. Sometimes, the unexpected change comes in the form of a new person entering our life, a relationship that challenges our perspectives, or an opportunity that seems out of nowhere. It could be a chance meeting with someone who opens a door you never even knew existed, or a sudden invitation to try something new that leads to the discovery of a hidden passion. The miracles that shift the course of our lives don't always come with neon signs or obvious signs of divine intervention. They come quietly, slipping into our lives in the most subtle of ways. They may appear as small, almost insignificant moments at first, but when we look back, we realize these moments were the turning points that led to our greatest transformations. This is where being open to the unexpected becomes essential. The more we cling to our preconceived notions of how life should unfold, the more we limit our ability to see the miracles that are right in front of us. We often think we know what's best for ourselves, but God's plan for us is so much greater than we could ever imagine. Our ability to let go of control and accept that life doesn't always unfold in predictable ways is what allows us to experience the fullness of what's being offered to us. The key is to not resist change, but to embrace it with an open heart and a willing spirit. One of the most profound aspects of this openness is the ability to trust in divine timing. When we step back from our rigid timelines and expectations, we begin to realize that everything happens at exactly the right moment. Our impatience and frustration with delays, setbacks, or unplanned detours are often signs that we are resisting the flow of life. But when we surrender and allow ourselves to be led by a higher power, we begin to see that the times of waiting or detours were preparing us for something far greater than we could have planned ourselves. The unexpected change, while sometimes uncomfortable, brings us to places we would never have ventured on our own. Think about the times in your life when things didn't go as planned. Looking back, some of those unanticipated moments led to your greatest learning and growth. It's when we are faced with the unknown, when we feel out of control that we find the opportunity to dig deep within ourselves and discover strength, resilience, and a deeper sense of trust. These experiences reveal to us that we are far more capable than we once thought, and that the unexpected holds within it the seeds of personal growth. The ability to embrace the unexpected opens us to a sense of wonder. Life is constantly changing and evolving, and when we allow ourselves to be part of that process, we become more attuned to the beauty of impermanence. The unknown doesn't have to be a source of fear or anxiety. It can be a source of excitement, curiosity, and faith. When we open ourselves to the unexpected, we step into a space of possibility where miracles can happen. We allow ourselves to be surprised by life, to be humbled by the mysteries that surround us. The reality is that we often don't know what we need until life provides it to us in the form of something we didn't expect. It may not look like what we envisioned, but it is exactly what we need at that moment. The miracle we've been waiting for may not come in the form we imagined, but if we stay open, we begin to see that the universe always has a way of delivering exactly what we need, just when we need it most. To be open to the unexpected is to allow yourself the freedom to be guided by something larger than yourself, whether that's faith, intuition, or divine timing. By stepping back, releasing control, and trusting that change can be a positive force, we open ourselves to the miracles that life is waiting to deliver. When we embrace the unpredictable nature of life, we discover that it is in the unknown where the greatest opportunities for growth, transformation, and joy exist. Life may not always unfold according to our plans, but when we learn to embrace the mystery, we find that the unexpected holds the key to the future we've been longing for. Fear and doubt are among the most powerful forces that can hinder our progress in life. They often hold us back from pursuing our dreams, stepping into new opportunities, and accepting the blessings that are waiting to unfold in our lives. These emotions stem from a deep-rooted belief that we are not enough, that we don't deserve the good things that life has to offer, or that we are unworthy of divine favor. When we are consumed by fear and doubt, we close ourselves off to the very miracles that are trying to enter our lives. But when we choose to release these feelings, we create space for divine blessings to flow in and transform our reality. Fear is often born from the unknown. We fear what we cannot control, what we cannot predict, and what we do not fully understand. It's natural to feel uncertain when faced with life's challenges, but when fear becomes the dominant force in our lives, it can paralyze us. Instead of taking action, fear keeps us stuck in inaction, unable to move forward and pursue the life we truly desire. Doubt, on the other hand, is the inner voice that tells us we are not capable, that we are not worthy, and that we don't deserve the blessings we dream of. Both fear and doubt stem from limiting beliefs and past experiences, but they have one thing in common. They keep us from stepping into the fullness of who we are and what we are meant to receive. To release fear and doubt is to take a bold step toward healing and growth. It's not about denying the presence of these emotions, but about choosing not to let them control our lives. The first step is acknowledging that fear and doubt exist and understanding that they are natural responses to the unknown. We all experience these emotions at different points in our lives, especially when we are about to embark on a new journey, make a major decision, or change our path in life. However, just because fear and doubt arise doesn't mean we need to let them define us. They are simply signals that we are stepping into uncharted territory that has the potential to lead us to something better. Releasing fear and doubt requires a shift in perspective. It means choosing to trust in something greater than ourselves, a force that is guiding us toward our highest good. Faith becomes the antidote to fear, and trust becomes the key to dispelling doubt. When we choose to trust in divine timing and the belief that we are supported by a higher power, we begin to let go of the fears that have kept us stagnant. The act of releasing fear is not just a mental decision, it is an emotional and spiritual choice to surrender to the flow of life and to trust that we are exactly where we need to be. In moments of doubt, it's essential to remind ourselves that we are worthy of the blessings that life has to offer. Too often we believe that we must prove ourselves before we can receive the good things in life. But this couldn't be further from the truth. Divine blessings are not based on our perfection or on how much we've earned them. They are gifts that are freely given, just waiting for us to open our hearts to receive them. Releasing doubt means embracing the truth that we are worthy of love, success, happiness, and peace. It means allowing ourselves to believe that the blessings we desire are not only possible, but already on their way to us. When we let go of fear and doubt, we become more open to receiving divine blessings in all forms. These blessings may come in ways we least expect, sometimes through people, situations, or opportunities that we may have overlooked before. The key is to trust that the universe has a way of bringing the right things into our lives at the right time. But for these blessings to manifest, we must be willing to step out of our comfort zones and move forward with confidence, even when the path ahead seems unclear. Releasing fear and doubt empowers us to take those first steps into the unknown, knowing that we are guided, protected, and supported every step of the way. As we release fear and doubt, we also release the need to control every aspect of our lives. Often fear and doubt arise because we try to predict the future, control the outcomes, or protect ourselves from potential failure. But when we trust in divine timing and surrender our need for control, we open ourselves up to greater possibilities. Life has a way of surprising us, and when we allow ourselves to be led by faith rather than fear, we begin to see that the universe is far more capable of orchestrating miracles than we are. By letting go of our need to control, we make room for divine blessings to manifest in their own perfect way. In the end, releasing fear and doubt is a practice of self-love and trust. It is the recognition that we are worthy of the blessings that are already on their way to us, and that we do not need to carry the burden of fear or doubt in order to receive them. As we step into the flow of life with faith, we create space for the miracles to enter. The blessings we desire, whether they are healing, success, love, or peace, are always within reach, but we must release what holds us back in order to welcome them fully into our lives. When we let go of fear and doubt, we step into the abundant life that has been waiting for us all along. Divine timing is one of the most profound and often misunderstood aspects of life. In a world that constantly encourages instant gratification, it can be difficult to accept that things don't always happen when we want them to. But the truth is, there is a divine order to everything in life, and the miracles we are waiting for are often orchestrated to appear at the exact right moment. Trusting in divine timing requires us to release our need for control and surrender to the understanding that the universe or a higher power knows the perfect moment for everything to unfold. We live in a world that thrives on the notion of right now. Everything is fast-paced, and we are conditioned to expect quick results. Whether it's through technology, relationships, or career progression, we are accustomed to getting what we want almost instantly. This mindset can make waiting for something, especially something as important as a miracle, feel like an unbearable challenge. When we desire change, success, or healing, we often want it to happen immediately. However, divine timing teaches us that what we need may not always come on our timeline, but rather at a time that aligns perfectly with our highest good. Trusting in divine timing requires patience, which can be one of the hardest virtues to develop, especially when we feel like we are ready for a breakthrough. It's easy to feel frustrated or discouraged when we see others around us experiencing the things we've longed for, or when we feel like we've done all the work and are still waiting for our moment to arrive. But the truth is that everything we go through, every lesson, every challenge, and every delay is part of preparing us for the right moment. Often, we are not yet fully ready to receive the miracle we desire, or there may be other factors at play that we don't yet understand. Divine timing is about recognizing that sometimes the waiting period is just as
10 o'clock
important
should
as
give
the
us the
event
book.
itself. A key aspect of divine timing is the
Then I'll give a
realization
couple
that we are
seconds.
not
I'll
in
be right
control
there.
of the bigger picture. While we could
Because
take
the
action,
hourly
set
time frame is
intentions,
that
and
once we
work
come
toward
to
our goals, there is a
the date
greater
of
plan at play. When we try to force things to happen before their time, we
target
can
the higher
often
there
end
at
up
least.
creating unnecessary obstacles or delays. The universe has a way of stepping in when it knows we are not yet in the right place, mentally or emotionally, to receive what we desire. Trusting in divine timing means surrendering our need to know the how and when, and allowing life to unfold naturally. This doesn't mean sitting idly by and waiting for miracles to drop from the sky, but rather it's about doing our part with faith and allowing the universe to do the rest. At times, divine timing feels like a test of our faith. It asks us to let go of the anxiety and frustration that comes with waiting. It requires us to believe that there is a greater purpose to the delay, and that the right things are unfolding for us behind the scenes. Every moment of waiting is an opportunity for growth, for self-discovery, and for building the resilience we need to fully appreciate the miracle when it arrives. What may seem like a delay is often a blessing in disguise, as it provides us with the chance to prepare, to become stronger, and to gain clarity on what we truly want. Trusting that the miracle will come at the right moment also means accepting that the miracle may look different from what we expected. We often have a particular vision in mind for what we want our lives to look like, but divine timing can sometimes bring us something even better than we had envisioned. When we release our attachment to how we think things should unfold, we create the space for the universe to deliver blessings in ways that we couldn't have predicted. This may mean a new job opportunity that aligns more closely with our passion than we initially imagined, or a relationship that is healthier and more fulfilling than anything we thought was possible. Divine timing is not about forcing an outcome, but allowing what is meant for us to flow into our lives at the perfect time. A great example of divine timing can be seen in nature. Think of how a seed grows into a flower or a fruit ripens on a tree. There is a natural rhythm to it, one that cannot be rushed. If we were to force the process, the plant would not thrive. Similarly, in our own lives, we are growing, evolving, and preparing for the blessings that are meant for us. Trusting in divine timing is recognizing that we, too, are part of a natural process, and there is a perfect moment when all the pieces will come together. In the end, divine timing invites us to trust in the wisdom of life itself. It asks us to believe that the miracle we are waiting for is not being delayed or denied, but that it is being prepared for us in ways we may not understand yet. It teaches us patience, surrender, and the ability to trust that the universe has a plan for us that is far greater than we could ever imagine. When we embrace divine timing, we open ourselves up to a world of infinite possibilities, knowing that everything we desire is coming to us at the perfect moment. All we need to do is trust, let go, and be ready to receive it when the time is right. In the intricate tapestry of life, there is an undeniable force that drives us forward, a deeper sense of meaning that calls us to something greater than our individual existence. This force is purpose, the higher calling that each of us is meant to fulfill. The power of purpose is transformative, as it acts as a guiding light, leading us through both the calm and stormy times of our lives. When we align ourselves with our higher calling, we tap into an energy that transcends ordinary efforts and propels us toward our most authentic, impactful selves. Purpose is not simply about achieving goals or fulfilling external expectations. It is a deep internal conviction that we are here for a reason, that our lives have meaning beyond what we see on the surface. This purpose is unique to each individual and is intricately tied to our passions, values, talents, and experiences. However, it is easy to get lost in the noise of life, whether it's the distractions of everyday demands, societal pressures, or self-doubt. In these moments, we often forget the clarity and power that come from aligning ourselves with our deeper calling. Yet when we make the conscious choice to reconnect with our purpose, everything in our lives begins to shift in a profound way. To align with your higher calling is to live in harmony with the truth of who you are. This requires the courage to look within, to ask the difficult questions about what truly matters to you, and to recognize that you are not merely a product of circumstances, but a co-creator of your destiny. It is about peeling back the layers of conditioning, fears, and expectations that others may have placed on you, and discovering the desires that lie deep within your soul. What moves you? What ignites that spark in your heart? When you can answer these questions with authenticity, you begin to glimpse the outline of your higher purpose. This process of alignment, however, is not always linear. It requires patience, introspection, and a willingness to embrace the unknown. There will be times of uncertainty, when the path seems unclear and the destination feels distant. But these are the moments when faith plays a pivotal role. Aligning with your purpose is not about having all the answers right away or expecting the road to be smooth. It is about trusting that the journey, with all its challenges and triumphs, is leading you to exactly where you need to be. The struggles you face, the lessons you learn, and even the mistakes you make are all part of the process of refinement. They are not obstacles, but stepping stones that ultimately lead you closer to fulfilling your higher calling. One of the most powerful aspects of aligning with your purpose is the clarity it brings to your life. When you are in alignment with your true calling, the noise of doubt and confusion quiets. You no longer waste energy chasing after things that do not serve your greater good. Whether it's relationships, careers, or material possessions, you begin to filter out what does not align with your higher self. This clarity allows you to make decisions that are in harmony with your values, leading to a life that feels purposeful and fulfilling. No longer do you feel pulled in multiple directions or bogged down by a sense of aimlessness. Instead, every step you take, no matter how small, feels like a part of a larger, meaningful journey. Purpose also has a ripple effect. When you align with your higher calling, it not only changes your life, but it also influences those around you. Living with purpose is contagious. When you act in alignment with your true self, you naturally inspire others to do the same. Your energy, enthusiasm, and passion become magnetic. People are drawn to your authenticity, and your life becomes a living testament to the power of living with intention. As you walk in your purpose, you create an environment where others feel empowered to discover and live their own truths as well. This ripple effect can lead to a collective awakening, one where communities, organizations, and even societies begin to shift toward a more purposeful, compassionate, and conscious way of living. The pursuit of purpose is not just about personal fulfillment, it is also about service. When you align with your higher calling, you realize that your gifts are not just for you, they are meant to be shared with the world. Whether your purpose is in teaching, healing, creating, leading, or supporting, it is about contributing to the greater good. Purpose transcends the ego and points to something larger, the collective well-being. As you step into your purpose, you not only fulfill your own potential, but also help others unlock theirs. Your contribution becomes part of a larger movement, one that is driven by love, unity, and the desire to make the world a better place. It is important to note that aligning with your purpose doesn't mean you will always feel perfectly confident or clear about every aspect of the journey. There will be moments of doubt, fear, and uncertainty. The key is to continue moving forward even when the path feels uncertain. Trust that the small, courageous steps you take will lead you closer to your truth. There is no perfect formula for discovering and living your purpose, but the more you align with your inner guidance, the clearer the way will become. Another crucial element of aligning with your purpose is self-compassion. As you embark on this journey, be gentle with yourself. Understand that your path may not look like someone else's, and that's okay. Your purpose is unique, and it will unfold in its own time. Allow yourself to make mistakes, to change your mind, and to evolve. Purpose is not static. It is a dynamic force that grows and transforms as you do. Embrace the process of discovery and allow yourself the grace to evolve as you continue to learn, grow, and deepen your connection with your higher self. In the end, the power of purpose is the power of being fully aligned with who you are at your core. It is the ability to live authentically, to embrace the challenges with faith, and to recognize that every moment is part of the divine unfolding of your unique journey. When you are aligned with your higher calling, your life becomes a beautiful expression of love, passion, and service, and the miracles that unfold will exceed your wildest dreams.
Right now, only about 100 points, man. That's poor. Come on.
Ladies and gentlemen, I want to speak to you today from a place of deep conviction, unwavering faith, and a promise that echoes straight from heaven's throne room. There is a shift happening. There is a stirring in the spirit. There is a divine momentum gathering on your behalf. And I came here to declare something over your life today that will not just encourage you, but will awaken you. God is about to make your next move unstoppable. Yes, you heard me right. Unstoppable. Not hindered, not delayed, not blocked, not sabotaged, not even slowed down. Unstoppable.
We're gonna let this
That
play out,
means
man.
no force in hell, no plan of the enemy, no betrayal, no mistake, no limitation, no failure from your past will be able to prevent what God is about to do next in your life. The next move, the next step, the next decision, the next door, the next opportunity, it will be drenched in divine favor. It will be wrapped in God's sovereignty. It will carry the weight of God's authority, and nothing will be able to stand in its way. But before we get excited about what's next, let's pause and reflect on where you've been. Some of you have been through storms that left you shaken. You've had doors slammed in your face, relationships fall apart, dreams delayed, and prayers that seemed unanswered. You've experienced frustration, confusion, and seasons where it felt like everything you tried failed. Some of you have cried silent tears and carried silent battles. You felt invisible in rooms you were born to lead. You felt forgotten in places God promised to use you. But here is what I want you to understand. Those seasons were not in vain. God was not ignoring you. He was preparing you. He was developing you. He was developing you. He was developing you. He was refining your character, building your resilience, and deepening your dependence on him. Because what's coming next, you couldn't handle if you hadn't survived what you just came through. The delay was not denial. It was divine setup. God was aligning the right people, the right timing, the right environment. He was working behind the scenes when you couldn't see it. And now he's about to reveal why it took so long. He's about to show you why every closed door was necessary. Every heartbreak was necessary. Every lonely night, every tear, every battle. It was all building the foundation for this next move. This move will not be like the last one. This move will not be driven by fear or insecurity. This move will not be dependent on who supports you or who doesn't. This time, it's not about connections or credentials. This time, it's about the anointing. It's about the call. It's about the promise God made to you long ago. And when God gets ready to move in your life, no devil in hell can stop it. The Red Sea couldn't stop Moses. The prison couldn't stop Joseph. The lion's den couldn't stop Daniel. The fire couldn't stop the Hebrew boys. The cross couldn't stop Jesus. And whatever is trying to stop you, it won't succeed either. Because this time, God is not asking for permission. He's not checking with your enemies. He's not polling public opinion. He's not negotiating with your past. He is stepping in and declaring, "This one is mine, and I'm about to show out in their life. Get ready." Because the same God who turned water into wine, who raised the dead, who walked on water, who calmed the storm, that same God is about to demonstrate his power in your next move. You're not stepping into this season on your own. Heaven is backing you. Angels are assigned to you. Favor is going before you. Doors are going to open that you didn't even knock on. People are going to find you and bless you. What others are striving for, God is going to place in your lap. Not because you earned it, but because you were faithful in the silent season. You trusted him in the wilderness. You praised him when nothing made sense. This is the reward of endurance. This is the fulfillment of promise. God is about to place you in rooms you didn't qualify for, give you opportunities you didn't apply for, and bring you before people who will be confused by your presence, but they won't be able to deny your impact. Why? Because when God makes your move unstoppable, he leaves evidence. He marks it with his fingerprint. He gets the glory. I want to speak to every person who's felt stuck, stagnant, and weary. You've been thinking, maybe my time passed. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I messed up too bad. Let me cancel that lie right now. You are not late. You are not forgotten. You are not disqualified. God still has a plan with your name on it, and it's about to unfold in power. God is a master of restoration. He will redeem the years the enemy tried to steal. He will pay you back double for every trouble. He doesn't just restore. He multiplies. He doesn't just fix. He rebuilds better. The pain didn't break you. It made you. The loss didn't define you. It refined you. The delay didn't destroy you. It prepared you. The reason the enemy fought you so hard is because he saw what was coming. He knew if you ever reached this moment, if you ever got your footing, if you ever rose again, you would be unstoppable. And now, here you are, still standing, still believing, still moving forward. And now, God is about to honor your endurance. This move will silence your critics. It will surprise your doubters. It will shut the mouth of the accuser. It will remind people that God is still in control, and he still chooses the unlikely, the broken, the overlooked, the rejected. Yes, God is about to flex through your life. So get ready to move. Get ready to act in faith. God will do his part, but you must do yours. Step forward boldly. Speak with authority. Walk like it's already yours. Claim the territory God promised you. This is not the time to shrink. This is not the time to shrink. This is not the time to play small. This is not the time to second guess yourself. God has already said yes. Don't let fear say no. You're not starting from scratch. You're starting from experience. You carry wisdom now. You carry depth. You carry fire. You carry vision. And you carry a word from God. And one word from God outweighs 1,000 opinions from man. So I challenge you. Start preparing like it's already done. Start living like it's already happening. Stop rehearsing failure. Stop replaying what didn't work. Start thanking God in advance. Speak it out loud. Declare it in faith. Praise like you've already received it. Because the truth is, God doesn't speak just to inspire. He speaks to fulfill. And if he said it, he will do it. If he promised it, he will perform it. Your next move is not a gamble. It's a guarantee. It's the result of divine orchestration. It's the fruit of secret obedience. It's the manifestation of midnight prayers. It's the reward of saying yes when it would have been easier to quit. So lift your head. Square your shoulders. Shake off the dust of disappointment. This is not the end. It's the beginning of the most unstoppable season of your life. I know it's been hard. I know you've questioned everything. I know you've felt overlooked. But trust me when I say your next is coming fast, and it's coming strong. And when it arrives, it won't make sense to those who counted you out, but it will make sense to the God who counted every tear, heard every cry, and collected every sacrifice. So walk into this moment with courage, with confidence, with clarity. Because God is not only about to make your next move possible, he's about to make it unstoppable. And when it happens, when the doors swing open, when the answers come, when the breakthroughs hit, when the world takes notice, remember this day. Remember this word. Remember this moment. And say it out loud, not with arrogance, but with whole purpose you would unleash. He wasn't just trying to distract you. He was trying to destroy what God placed in you before it had a chance to flourish. But here's the truth that must be declared with boldness. You're still here. After everything the enemy threw at you, you're still breathing. You're still pressing forward. You're still believing. You're still standing. That alone is evidence that he failed. That alone is a testimony of God's protection and purpose. The fact that you survived means that you are still on assignment. The fact that the attack didn't take you out means breakthrough is near. Because the closer you are to fulfillment, the more intense the resistance becomes. The greatest pressure often comes right before the release. Don't underestimate your endurance. Don't overlook the resilience that was built in the fire. Every tear you cried watered the soil for your next harvest. Every time you got up after being knocked down, you were declaring war on the lies of the enemy. Every sleepless night you prayed instead of quitting, you pushed the gates of hell back a little more. You didn't just survive those seasons by accident. You survived because there's more for you to do, more for you to become, more for you to release into this world. Your story is not over, and your best chapters are still ahead. Sometimes we give too